Good evening, folks. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Duncan, Garner, Editor-in-Chief, and you are live. It's November the 15th, and tonight we'll look at Coastguard, and it's summer. And summer is coming, and that means that, we've got more than 1 million boaties, and the boaties head out into the water, but we don't always do it well. We have far too many people lose their lives over summer in boats and around boats, so we've got to get better at this. So tonight we'll have a chat to Coastguard and just remind ourselves what we need to do here. It's two forms of communication. Make sure you've got flotation devices, make sure you've got life jackets, make sure you check the forecast. So many New Zealanders, when they head out into boats, they do not check the forecast. It's crucial. You've got to check the forecast. And give your boat a really good service before you go out this summer. You've got to go check it out. Make sure you're doing these things. All these things, I know they cost a bit of money, but what's your life worth? And of course, the Coastguard membership at $150, well, that's crucial. They'll come and get you anyway, but for $150, they might get you quicker, and they won't delay. It's a small price to pay for your life and the life of your kids or whoever's on the boat. Tonight we're joined by Jonny Bannister, who's the Regional Manager in Coastguard's operations, been there a long time, and also Adam Winter. He will join us as well because Adam, he had a little issue. He was out in the Motohi Channel and he needed the Coastguard. Okay, Jonny, welcome to the podcast. Good to see you, Adam. Welcome as long. Nice to see you as well. Thanks. Tell us, how is it going? How busy is it these days and what's been happening?
So for Coastguard, it's been really busy. We've had a busy winter. Unfortunately, there's been quite a few fatalities, more than we'd actually like. Lots of bereaved families out there that we're looking after. But our focus now is shifting towards the summer, getting ready. We've had Labour weekend, boating activities increasing. We just want to make sure that people are safe out in the water. You talk about your number of fatalities over the winter, and it's hard. The best sort of warning we can give people, I think, is actually look at these people who haven't returned home. What's been the major issue? I think complacency. People aren't wearing life jackets. They just think, we don't need them. We'll just stuff them right up the front of the boat. And then people suddenly find themselves in the water and they're nowhere to be. Their life jackets aren't anywhere to be seen. Can you believe that people still don't wear life jackets on small craft? It's crazy. It really is. People think, it's never going to happen to me. Not me. I've been doing this for years. It never happened.
I'll put it on when I hit the water.
End up in the water.
I'll put it on when I hit the water.
Yeah.
It's too late.
No.
I did an exercise with Coastguard a number of years ago where we fell into the water with our life jackets, but the boat was, as soon as we hit the water, the boat was already 20 metres away. Yeah. And I think people forget that, don't they? Yeah, they do. They think it'll never happen to me, and then it happens. What are the rules around? Because there's different bylaws, aren't there? So there's bylaws everywhere. We don't have one standardisation, do we? No. So there's 12 councils around the country, and they all got different bylaws. That's one thing we need to standardise. Yeah. I think the Bay of Plenty and Waikato have got it right. Every vessel less than 6 metres is mandatory to wear a life jacket. Well, we need to standardise that rule across the country. Yeah. I mean, you've lobbied government. You guys have done your work, haven't you? Yeah, we keep pushing that, and I think that's the only way we're going to try and reduce the number of preventable drownings, changing the life. I'll come to Adam in a second, but the weather forecast is, what Adam mentioned just to me before off here. The weather forecast, you've got to check it, and you've got to keep checking it and keep checking it. I think things happen so quickly in New Zealand. The weather comes across really quickly, and people get caught out. Yeah, and so how much is membership these days to Coastguard? It's $150. $150, which is it's nothing really. What's your life worth? Well, there's that. But I think as we approach summer, cost of living, people are pretty anxious, work and stress. Yeah. What we want to try and do is relieve some of that stress. So actually, when you're out in the water, if you do have an incident and you break down, run out of fuel, Coastguard's got you back. Yeah. If you don't have a membership, it's going to cost you $350 an hour. Yeah, that's to get towed back in. So if you're far out, you got a big bill coming your way. It just makes so much sense, doesn't it? Yeah. At $150. Tell me about this. Is it still men? Is it still men who are making all the bad decisions? Men boozing, drinking, that sort of thing? Alcohol's not too much of an issue, actually. Right. It is an issue, but it's not the main issue. The main issue is complacency of people not wearing life jackets. It won't happen to us. It's such a simple thing. Adam, I come to you, and you were in the channel. Tell me about it. Take me from there.
We were at Rakino for the day, having a good time with the kids, and shot home on our way home, stopped for a fish in the Motohi Channel, and restarted the boat, pulled anchor, and off we went and sucked up a plastic bag into our intake system for our cooling system. Melted the impeller in the cooling system, alarms going off everywhere. So 2 kids on board, wife on board, and snuck to the side of the channel, dropped the anchor, dropped everything, and held on and ran Coastguard. So you're a member, obviously? Yes. Best $150 I've ever spent. Yeah, there we go. There's the message. Best $150 you've ever spent. Because it's not so much that it saved your life, but it got you home, didn't it? Got us home safely. We didn't have to worry. It was a really choppy day because all the boats coming home at the same time through the channel. So It's like a washing machine in there. Yes. So we were really lucky. They turned up 10 minutes later, had us on the hook, and we were being towed home.
Were you concerned? Were you concerned at the time when you were coming back in, when you were stuck there and you may not have got home? How would you get home if you didn't have a Coastguard membership?
No,
Did you think straight away, bang, I got Coastguard?
100%. It's less than a price of fuel.
Yeah,
a tank of fuel.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It gives you, crucially, I think it's $150 worth of peace of mind.
100%.
Yeah. Did you catch any fish that day?
Yeah, we did.
Did you? You flicking to the boys at Coastguard?
So they were fantastic. They really were.
Yeah, it's interesting too, isn't it? Plastic in the water. I mean, you just don't know what's. You've also hit a log, haven't you?
Yeah. Last year we hit a log coming home from Rakino, same sort of spot actually, and hit a log in our boat. We were lucky. This new boat's got 2 engines, so we came home on 1 engine.
Right.
But we did alert Coastguard to where the log was, and actually they hit it as well.
Right.
So our boat and their boat was out at the same time.
Have you used Coastguard before?
No. We did our day skipper course when I first started boating. I
Yes.
came from a family who were not a boating family, so I had 0 experience with boats.
Yes.
And I was in my mid-30s with no experience.
It's funny you say that. I come from a family with no boating experience and am boating now and did the same course. It's amazing what you don't know.
Oh,
Isn't
it's
it?
quite scary actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I did it over the weekend, over a particular weekend, and by the end of the weekend, compared to what I knew on the Friday night, whew,
Yeah.
it's kind of mind-blowing what's out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is really mind-blowing. And everybody should do that course.
Yeah.
I did a day skipper, and then I actually had a friend show me how to drive a boat because I didn't know what I was doing. And we went through that, and we learnt on the go a little bit.
Yes.
But we had enough experience to know how to navigate the harbour. And
So for someone, I'll put you on the spot here, for someone who didn't know anything, like me, to someone who is now reasonably experienced boatie, what are the things that you check before you go out? Other people listening to this will go, what do I check? What do you
Anybody
check?
that comes on our boat is told where the life jackets are. We're over 6 metres. We're now a 12-metre boat, 13-metre boat. But everyone's told where life jackets are, what the process is. If there's kids on board, they're told where to stay. If they're going to move around, let us know. There's a few things that we do like that for safety.
Yep.
We get our boat serviced every 12 months. We check batteries. We check fuel. We do all that stuff. We're pretty careful.
Yeah, you check weather forecast and you've got 2 forms of communication and those sorts of things.
All the time.
Yeah, but it's amazing what if you are naive, and so many guys, it's usually men that enter the water naive, but it's your life, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty important, especially when you're protecting lives of others as well, with wives, kids, all that sort of stuff.
So how many call-outs do you get a year now? What's the latest?
So last year we had 2,800 calls out for request and assistance. 2,100 of those were breakdowns, so people have run out of fuel, flat battery, need some help.
Adam's nodding his head with disapproval.
So we've got an amazing marine environment, but Kiwis aren't very good at maintaining their boats.
No. And again, and as you pointed out too, Jonny, cost of living after this particular year has been a tough year. People are perhaps more likely to be unprepared this summer.
Yeah, I think, the stresses of life, parents running around after kids' sport, they're looking ahead to the summer. We want people to be able to relax and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Whether you've got a boat, whether you've got a jet ski, if you've got Coastguard membership, then that gives you the peace of mind that actually if you are out in the water and something goes wrong, someone's going to come and help.
The problem is you'll come, well, the great thing is you'll come anyway, right?
We will. We'll come out. If there's an urgent call out, risk to life, Coastguard, I'll be there along with our search and rescue partners.
Yes.
But if you just break down, you're on your own almost. If you don't have your membership, we will come. It's going to cost you $350 an hour. So if you're coming back from Great Barrier,
yes,
that's a pretty big bill.
I can't believe people run out of petrol still.
It still happens, a bit of complacency, or people have left the fuel in the boat over the winter. It's started to degrade. It causes issues.
It's actually a really good point, actually. If you haven't used your boat all winter, let's say, and you're heading into the summer now, because the weather's been really good the last few days, you're thinking about dusting it off, what should you do?
I think make sure your boat's serviced. Don't plan a big trip with all the family straight away. If necessary, launch from somewhere like the Outboard Boating Club or Kahu Bay. Go out, do a short little trip, and just make sure everything works. So you're close at hand. If something does go wrong, then you can quickly fix it.
Do we have fines anywhere for not wearing life jackets on a small craft?
So that's covered by the harbour master. Coastguard doesn't do any enforcement at all. We're just to help boaties. That's all covered by the harbour master.
Right, but there are fines?
There is, yeah. I think if you go down to Rotorua, in particular out on the lakes, and you don't have your life jacket on, they'll come round and give you a $200 ticket.
Yeah, you can buy two decent jackets for that. But maybe 3.
Yeah, some harbour masters have been known. You can either have a ticket or you can buy a life jacket off us.
Yeah, that's the way to go. So what do you got planned for the summer, Adam? What's whereabouts are you going to go on your boat?
We're actually going to go around to Great Mercury Island.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time. So for us, that's a reasonably big trip.
So where's that? That's north of Barrier.
That's the other side of Coromandel.
Right.
East side.
Yeah.
So round the top of the Coromandel, other side.
Yeah.
Shoot down there. So we've done Barrier, we've done Waiheke, we've done this side of Coromandel to death, and we thought we'll give the other side a go. So.
And do you have to plan extra? Do you have to plan for that further than what you normally plan?
Yeah, a little bit. So where to get fuel and water and bits and pieces. So we've sort of figured those things out. Whitianga Harbour's nice and close. So
yes.
We're going to duck in there. So no, we've got a few plans, and if the weather's not good, we don't go. So.
And what would be your message then? Just one final message from both of you. Your message to boaties as they dust off the boat ahead of summer. What would you say to them as sort of regular sort of boatie?
$150 is not a lot of money when it comes to looking after your family, your boat, etc. It is less than the price of fuel in your boat.
Yes.
Just do it.
And we've seen the trends, not just boaties, it's jet skis, it's kayak fishermen. It can happen to anybody. People go out in the jet ski, leave the stereo on, and when they come back and start it up, the battery's flat. So, well, whatever your waka, Coastguard's there. Go get your membership.
And how can people get hold of you guys?
Star 500 if you're out in the water and you need assistance, or to sort your membership out. We've got a wonderful customer care team that will be willing to take your call. Just Google coastguardmembership.mz and that'll take you straight to our website, and the team will be able to help you out from there.
Brilliant. Thank you, gents. Nice to see you.
Cheers.
Okay.
Duncan Garner, live.
Yes, a good reminder. Are you a boatie? Are you a boating? You done much boating? Isaac, you've been on boats and done much of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I love it. Got a family batch around the bays from Kaitiritiri.
Beautiful.
Up Tasman ways. Beautiful. We always go out with our huntsman in our little bay called Tapu Bay.
Says that's your little paradise. Did you get blue cod? What do you get there?
No. So it's actually not a great spot for fishing because I don't really know why. Just not fantastic. You probably want to go further up the Tasman if you want to.
But you do a bit of fishing?
Good fish. Yeah, do a little bit. I don't think I've ever caught anything in that area. If you go up a little bit further around kind of like Anchorage, Bark Bay, that's where you kind of start to get
there's nothing there though, hey?
I don't know, because it's not overly busy, but
is it rocky or sandy?
Sandy. Yeah.
You probably need a few rocks.
Yeah, good point. No, but we always go out there.
You're a careful boatie?
Yeah. No, we're pretty careful. It's also a very quiet area as well, which is good.
Yeah.
Super calm. Like it's not an inland cove, but it's just it's a tidal bay as well.
Right.
And so we're only able to be out there for like 3 hours before there's not enough water left as well.
But it's a nice feeling, be on the boat.
Oh, 100%.
I go on the west coast, so
Yeah.
it's pretty dangerous. Can be dangerous. All right, a good chat. That's us. This will be available as a podcast on Rover shortly, and wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for your feedback today and all your support. But remember, you can pick up your Coastguard membership for $150 a year for non-urgent assistance on the water. It's 24/7, and it is a decision you won't regret. Just remember the address: www.coastguardmembership.nz. Okay, and jump on there and grab your membership, because it will save your life one day. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks for your support. I'm Duncan at rover.nz. To my team, Isaac, thank you, sir. Always brilliant. And Forrester at large, thank you, guys. We'll do this again on Monday. Until then, remember, life's no dress rehearsal. There's no curtain raiser. This is it. We live in one of the best places on earth, so get out, enjoy it, be positive. Have a great weekend. Take care, folks.
That was Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief Live. Missed something on the live stream? Text Duncan to 3598 to listen back on the podcast. Want to get in touch? Call 0800 863 293.